Business 110. This is Shania for my Chapter 8 assignment on my business. So I am going to be starting a food delivery business. So my startup costs are going to be my LLC fee, I'm going to need to invest in new pots and pans. I would like to start a website, so my website cost is going to be in that. I need to get raw goods enough to start my first week because they would be raw and food does go bad pretty quickly. I can only work week by week. I would need to buy containers to put all my food in. I'd need to pay an insurance payment for my small business insurance, and then I would need to buy cleaning and office supplies. To start, I'm not going to be renting anywhere. I'm just going to be working out of my home, so I do not need to pay any rent to start with. So my monthly variable costs would be my raw goods, my utilities, my containers, my cleaning and office supplies, as well as my delivery fees. And then my fixed costs in the beginning would be my Wi-Fi and my insurance. Now I'm working off of about a 10% growth per week. So my 6-month goal would be 67 orders per week. At that 6 months, I would like to start doing a industrial commercial kitchen rental, and there is one in Cornelius. The yearly membership fee is $250, so I would need to pay that, and that would be a fixed cost. And then I would be adding about $300 a month to my rent. Now, this could be a variable cost or it could be a fixed cost. It really depends on how I would like to rent. They charge $30 per hour up to 19 hours per week. So it really depends on how many hours I need. If one week I just need 5 hours, if next week I need 7 hours. So that is, even though rent is usually a fixed cost, that would go up and down for me. So after my first quarter, I am projecting about a 250% growth. My revenue would be possibly about $5,275. My cost of goods would be $2,110, so about 25%. My containers would cost about $180 if I do keep doing that 10% increase. And then my delivery fees would be, gas is about $2.50 per gallon right now. The average car gets about 20-ish miles to the gallon. Mine gets 27. So for me, I could do 324 miles off of $30 of gas. So I'm projecting that I do about 324 miles a month with all the deliveries that I'm going to need to do. So for my first quarter, I'm going to be doing about $90 in delivery fees. Insurance divided by 12 months would be, or 3 months would be $126 for 3 months. Then my utilities, I'm guesstimating about $50 per month extra on top of my own utilities because I'm working out of my house. So that would be about $150. And then my cleaning and office supplies, which would include my labels and things like that, would come to about $150. So after the first month, after my startup costs are taken out of it as well, I would be making about $1,200 net profit, and that is not paying myself. So my second quarter, I would project also still a 250% growth. By the third quarter, I'm going to cut that in half. so I'm only projecting about 125% growth. And then fourth quarter, also still 125% growth. So after my first year, I'm looking at about $55,000 in revenue. Year two, I'm looking at about $194,000 in revenue. If I cut that down to a 5% growth per week, which I think is fairly reasonable still. And then year three, also still holding that 5% growth per week, we're looking at $680,000 in revenue. And this is obviously completely hypothetical, saying that absolutely everything goes perfectly. We don't have any returns. We don't have any disasters. So at the end of year three, I will be making 523 meals per week. So in the end, my variable costs will go up and down throughout those 3 years. They will increase with sales because obviously the more money that I make, the more money that I do have to spend with my cost of goods and all things like that. However, they will also decrease because the more in bulk I can buy, I can get wholesale prices. So they will be able to go down in that way. They would also increase with added employees because I obviously cannot make 523 meals per week on my own. So I would be adding employees, so that'll add to my variable costs as well. My fixed costs will mostly stay the same. However, by year 2 and 3, I will have used up contracts. So, like for instance, my insurance will probably go up because usually after a year, then your insurance goes up. So even though it will stay the same throughout my contract, it will go up after that. So everything pretty much goes up. There's not really anything that goes down in the long run because, like I said, the more money you make, the more money you are going to have to spend. Thank you.